Hey St. Louis, it's Angela Hochman here. Thank you so much for tuning in to STL TV, where you get to experience St. Louis. All right, I have brought on one half of the Brothers Lazaroff today. I am thrilled to sit down with my friend and also a songwriter, producer. You kind of do a lot of things, David Lazaroff.
Angela, so good to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. Okay, so you've got a show coming up.
We do.
Let's discuss this Laz Jazz Fest, which that is the coolest title. Did you come up with that?
We did. It kind of came up with on its own kind of as we started to plan the event. So yeah, we've been doing this brand of Brothers Lazaroff music called Laz Jazz.
Okay.
We started doing it at Jazz at the Bistro, Jazz St. Louis, and we wanted to expand it this year a little bit. Coming out of the last 3 years, you know, our circles have gotten so small, and so we kind of wanted to do something big and invite our extended musical family to do Laz Jazz Fest. We actually went to Jazz Fest in New Orleans this year, and kind of I think it inspired us.
It sounds like it did.
Yes.
So before we get into what the whole show encompasses,
Yes.
the Brothers Lazaroff is made up of you, David, and your brother, Jeff.
That's right.
How long have you two been performing together, and what is it like working with your sibling like that? Be honest.
Well, it's a privilege to get to make music with your family, and we have been playing guitars together probably since late 90s, and then we started kind of writing. You know, we learned a ton of songs at first, then we started writing our own music in early 2000s and recording, and then we started. I was living in Austin, Texas at the time, and he was living in St. Louis, and so he would come to Austin, and we were based out of Austin, performing as, you know, different names, and eventually settled back in St. Louis in 2009, and kind of solidified as Brothers Lazaroff, and we've been playing here ever since.
That's awesome. And you guys write all of your own music, is that right?
We do. We do the occasional cover.
Yeah.
You know, but mostly we that's our pure joy is enjoying writing music together.
Yeah.
And then finding great groups of musicians to play that music.
And you guys are a staple around town. I've seen multiple shows you've done, and it's like it's not just a concert. You don't just go hear music and go home. These are, I think, like transformative experiences.
Oh, thank you so much.
How does that make you feel to know that people are truly moved by the way that you're portraying your art?
Oh, well, it means the most. You know, it's all you can hope is that you have folks that enjoy what you do, because, you know, we love it so much. So yeah, we were lucky enough spending time in Austin to see certain bands and musicians, songwriters that created little niches for themselves, so that they didn't have to necessarily tour all the time, do the occasional tour, but they found a way to play regularly. Like in New Orleans, you have folks that play every week. So we kind of figured that, hey, if you put together something fun, you can play more regularly in St. Louis, and so we try and, you know, make special events and bring people together with those events.
I think that's a really smart way to perform. It's like create a tour within St. Louis.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's so many pockets. I've seen you at Joe's Cafe.
That's right.
You've performed in this Hanukkah Hullabaloo, which can you just talk about that for a moment in case people don't know? December's around the corner.
It's going to be our 13th year. We're going to actually be at Del Mar Hall for 2 nights this year.
What?
For that, yeah. This is just breaking news.
Okay.
Yeah, beginning of December. 3rd and 4th. Anyway, I'll get more details on it later. But yeah, so we've been doing that. There was artist Kinky Friedman from Austin, Texas, came through town, and we knew of him and had seen him a bunch in Austin. And we asked Steve Pullman at Off Broadway if we could open up for Kinky, and he said, well, he's only playing by himself. Why don't you guys do something afterwards? And my brother Jeff was like, you know, there's a lot of great Christmas parties around town, great rock and roll Christmas shows. But there aren't really any fun Hanukkah parties outside, you know, in some kind of cooler parts of town and cooler music venues. So we brought it to Off Broadway, and we ended up meeting Rabbi James Stone Goodman, who's become our close. Yeah, and so that's become a thing. It kind of has had many forms and mutations, but it's become a really fun event for us.
It is. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it. 2 words: Latka service.
Yes.
VIP is the way to go. That's all I'm going to say.
That's right.
But back to Laz Jazz Fest. So you two were in New Orleans. You were so inspired by Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
Is this you and Jeff with a whiteboard and like a wish list of artists to have? How do you even start this?
At first we thought about, you know, doing a little bit of something at the we love the Kranzberg Arts Foundation, and we kind of wanted to do the Laz Jazz at a bigger venue and maybe add a couple other acts. And as it just kind of grew, and we kind of wanted to start within our immediate family. I mean, we always play with Anita Jackson. We're always doing stuff with her.
Yes.
We were thinking about our good friend Elizabeth McQueen from Austin, Texas, who I played with a lot back there.
Cool.
She's coming in town, and she's actually a personality on KUTX as a big radio station in there. Thelonious Kryptonite from New Orleans is coming in town. He's on WWOZ, but he's from St. Louis. And then we have a bunch of other artists that kind of are connected in a little bit of a way. Mo Edgiston. So we just have a bunch of...
North County, is it big band?
Well, you know what? The Heal Center for the Arts is going to do... They're doing a jazz camp at the Grandel. So that's probably where you saw that. The Heal Center for the Arts is doing a youth jazz program, free youth jazz program at the Grandel the week that we're doing the Laz Jazz Fest. And so they're going to do from 6 to 7 the Heal Happy Hour, Heal Center Happy Hour, what we're calling it. And some of the youth jazz bands are going to play from 6 to 7. But they have I think it's the North County Big Band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have these great bands of elementary school, middle school, high schoolers, and they can really play. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah.
So this, could I say the show is for families and
sure.
adults? It's for everybody?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, it goes late, so at some point, you know, the kids might have to go home, but
I gotta stay up past 8? Dang, David. I'll do my best. That is so wild. So you two concocted this list, you assembled all of your artists, and here we are, just days away from you guys turning it up at the Grandel.
Yeah, everybody said yes. Everyone we kind of reached out to seemed to be into it, and the timing was good, and that doesn't always happen, and so we're excited, and we still have plenty of tickets for sale. I mean, they're going fast, but we would love for folks to come out.
And to be clear, there's not latkes at this event.
No, but there's beignets.
A couple months away. Oh, beignets?
There's beignets, yes. So.
Oh my gosh, of course. You guys always have something cool. One year you had Taco Buddha there, and I'm just like,
that's right.
You guys pull in all the locals.
Well, Michelle C., who does the food at the Dark Room, is going to have shrimp po' boys, vegetarian red beans and rice, some cornbread, and beignets. So
oh my gosh.
Starts at 6 p.m. and a ton of great acts. So,
like, why go to New Orleans this weekend when you could go to the Grandel?
You know, it's a lot cheaper.
Yes, it is. And something I notice and really admire about your shows is that many times some of the proceeds, if not all, go towards a local organization. How did you choose the organization this year? And talk a little bit about the St. Louis Art Place Initiative.
Yeah, you know, we found that if we can find a cool local organization that maybe could use the publicity that comes with sometimes putting on a big show, and in turn you get the energy of having them involved, and then folks get, you know, learn more about the organization. St. Louis Art Place, some friends of ours, I heard about this, but we hadn't heard a lot, and because I think that during the pandemic it kind of slowed down a little bit, but they're really ramping up, and they are a group that helps artists, moderate to low-income artists, get into home ownership and build equity through home ownership. So they help them through the process of getting a loan. And there's certain monies. I think there's certain city monies that have been designated for this initiative. And
that's
so
incredible.
They're tapping into this, and with the Community Transfer Arts Foundation, Incarnate Word, and Regional Arts Commission, as well as they work with Habitat for the Humanities.
Oh my gosh.
And this is all in the Gravois Park Neighborhood Association, I believe, is what is the overarching organization. And yeah, they help artists get into the situation where instead of paying rent, they're paying mortgage. So they've done 2 houses to date, and they've got like 6 more in the works this year.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they're just getting started. So it's really, it's really cool to be a part of it in the early stages. And they're actually doing their new round of artist application at the fest. They're kicking it off.
Oh,
so
awesome.
You know, for artists that this may sound interesting to them, like, hey, this is me.
Yeah.
You check into it. It's going to be live July 15th. And the fest, people can start to apply for these opportunities. Yeah.
Incredible. You're just, you've aligned yourself with so many great people, restaurants, organizations, musicians, and I think the show is going to be a huge success.
Thank you.
We have less than a minute, David, but I have to hear, you have something in common with Elvis Presley.
That's true. Yeah, we did, in May, went down to the famous Sun Studios in Memphis and recorded an album that we released in May at Joe's Cafe. And I think...
was that surreal?
It was. The whole thing was surreal. We went down there to see Bob Dylan with my brothers.
Yeah.
And we went and toured the museum and the studio and found out that you could record there. And a month later, we came back with all of our friends and made an album in one night. And started at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and ended at 2 in the morning. And we
Had peanut butter and banana sandwiches for everybody and called it a day.
Not far off. Bagels and cream cheese. But
I mean, that's as close as we can get to Elvis's favorite snack.
That's true.
Okay.
I missed out.
One step ahead of you, my friend. Well, I cannot thank you enough for your time. This Saturday, again, it's going down at the Grandel Laz Jazz Fest. Again, these are not just concerts, they're not just shows, these are true experiences. So go there, be prepared, just soak everything in. It's at the Grandel and the Dark Room. You can find more information at brotherslazaroff.com. And while you're there, just bookmark that page because there's all sorts of good stuff, probably some teases out to some new music.
Yeah.
These guys are on fire. Follow them, see what they're up to, support them. They're everywhere. It's been super fun. That's gonna do it. While you're on social media though, make sure that you follow STL TV. You know where to find us. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We are everywhere and we love that. There's also the good old-fashioned website, stltv.net. Tons of great programming. You can watch some archive stuff, get excited for some new stuff we have brewing. So that's that. All right, that's gonna do it. Keep it locked right here on STL TV, where you get to experience St. Louis. We'll see you next time.